Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I hope you're doing good. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, subscribe to this channel. So let's get straight into it.
It's like it's Minute Maid, hijack 4, renegade, 24, number 8, Kobe shit fade away. Ballin' since 11th grade, still in school, let them hate.
It came, it saw, and it conquered. I don't know how that sentence that I just said relates to this video, but just know that I'm big vibing right now. The 2020 NBA draft was lit, and so many things happened later on towards the end of the night. Because towards the top of it, there was so much uncertainty in the air. And a few moves not only caught me, but the boys in the chat off guard as well. Very true. Who the f is Patrick? What? Wait, what do you mean? Y'all see who the Bulls draft? Who the? Wait, oh my life! You just say no, Patrick. No, 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 no. Ah, Patrick! What? Patrick! Patrick Williams! So let's just cut to the chase and discuss who are the winners and also who are the losers of this 2020 NBA draft night. If you're new and you're a fan of the NBA and you love watching videos about young players, this is the channel for you. Go ahead and subscribe and also leave a major like on this video. I want you guys, all y'all, to abuse that like button for real this time to show YouTube and that algorithm that we're not playing no games around here. The first rumor up is the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was rumored that they made this decision right here down to the wire. And I don't blame them because of the type of things that were being put out there by Anthony Edwards. If you're not on Twitter, bro, get on Twitter. And while you're on Twitter, you might as well just follow me as well. But there's an interview about Anthony Edwards and his process getting into the NBA. And he mentioned super suspect things. Things that would warn you about just how much he truly loves the sport of basketball and just how much he values being a top player in the NBA. Man said some really questionable things to make me rethink if I was the Minnesota Timberwolves, whether or not I would select them at the #1 pick. But then that thought quickly erased from my mind because I remember that this dude is like 19 years old. Now this is not really an excuse for him to be talking crazy like this, but then again, he's a 19-year-old who's gassed up in the head, who also has hella potential. Too much potential, what it seems like, for his own good. Minnesota did the right thing. I don't think they would be able to mess this up at all because just about any team in their position would have done the exact same thing. Second winner on this list is the Golden State Warriors. So, man, this is really awkward because literally this entire offseason, I preached how the Warriors shouldn't draft James Wiseman, and they go ahead and draft James Wiseman in a heartbeat. This is really, really awkward, but then again, not really surprising, just because I know what type of prospect that James Wiseman is, and the type of potential that he has attached along his name, his length, his weight, and his athleticism. This just goes to show that the Warriors truly and fully believe that they have the necessary players and training staff to go ahead and mold James Wiseman, perfect player that they need him to be in order for them to be successful, not only in the immediate, your prayers up to Clay, but also long-term as well. Can James Wiseman play a certain role and do the simple things that they need him to do and then transform into an at least semi-elite big once Steph Curry is completely out of his prime and the Warriors are onto the new age of basketball? Just because I personally didn't want the Warriors to select Wiseman because I didn't think he was the smarter move, doesn't mean that this still wasn't a good move. It's all about objectivity over here. The next winner up that we have to talk about is that man LaMelo Ball. Right before I get into my bag and discuss all the details in the selection, real quick, let's have a prayer for LaMelo Ball. Now you may be wondering, why did we just have a moment of silence for LaMelo Ball? Did he die? Is he sick? Is something wrong with him? No, nothing is wrong with that man. He is completely healthy and he's good. The only issue that I have with him and what I worry for him is that, bro, he has to live in North Carolina for at least the next 5 to 7 years of his life. That is depressing and that is sad. I wouldn't even want to wish that on my worst enemy. Okay, I'm just kidding. Right before you North Carolina Charlotte Hornets fans go ahead and dislike this video, I'm going to give you guys this W because you just selected, in my opinion, the best player out of this draft. Now, even though the fit is not completely perfect because they just literally had Devontae Graham, who broke out as a point guard over there in the Eastern Conference for the Charlotte Hornets, they're just going to figure out a way to make it work. And I believe a lot of teams should think like this sometimes when you just have someone so talented on your hands, but also have someone else who's pretty talented who plays the same position. Literally, the most depressing franchise in the entire NBA is statistically the Charlotte Hornets. They're the worst franchise in the NBA statistically, and they haven't won a damn thing. And having someone like LaMelo Ball, if you can't win, at least grab some eyes if you're able to. And LaMelo Ball is someone who's able to do that, and also he's able to potentially give you some wins. They're going to be really fun to watch. I can't wait to see LaMelo Ball throw lobs to that man Miles Bridges, throw passes across the court to PJ Tucker to switch a three. And I can't wait to see him and also Devontae Graham pick apart defenses and kind of play that 2PG lineup. That's going to be extremely lit, and I'm happy for Charlotte Franks. He honestly deserves it after losing that man Kemba Walker about an offseason ago. Oh boy, here we go. The Chicago Bulls. I'm gonna just let this clip right here fully explain what's going through a lot of Bulls fans' head and also what was going through my head as well. Shout out to the boys who were in the stream last night. If you know, you know it was a major W and it was turn.
Oh my God, Patrick Williams! Oh my God! Oh my God! I gotta call this man. Dude, Patrick Williams! I'm a FaceTime Jacob for the one time. I ain't gonna lie. I never FaceTime this man before, but I'm a FaceTime him today. Oh my God. I don't know shit about this guy. I never talked about it on my channel once, dude. Not once.
Now, I kid you not, I have not made a single video about Patrick Williams. I just about included him in almost no videos except for one. Maybe in my mock draft video that I posted like 2 months. And I just spoke about him for like 10-15 seconds because I don't really love him as a player or a prospect. Now, think about this. Of course, okay, before I just let my next thought fly, I just want to say that those Patrick Williams jokes were not to shame him as a player or anything like that. Like, no, I have nothing against him. I was just laughing at the decision that the Chicago Bulls made because they have Lauri Markkanen. That is like the biggest L that you could have taken in a very long time. The Chicago Bulls had so many options and they just decided to fall through with this one. They could have selected Denny Avdia. They could have selected Killian Hayes. They could have traded back, or they probably even could have traded up if they really wanted that man LaMelo Ball, like reports said they did. But instead they settled for someone who was projected selected towards the end of the lottery in Patrick Williams. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't heard of any NBA stars with the first name of Patrick. His name is Patrick. I'm gonna just leave it at that, boy. Not only do I feel very, very sorry for Chicago Bulls fans, but I also feel sorry for that man Lauri Markkanen, because it's like, goddamn, like, you literally, that man cannot catch a break. He's been getting beaten, abused by not only his ex-head coach Jim Boylan, but his front office now too. They don't want to see that man thrive and survive. This man, Patrick Williams, is a good player, and he's the type of player that you would, you know, realistically want around guys like Lauri Markkanen and Zach LaVine. But literally, this man plays Lauri Markkanen's position. This move right here is going to bite them in the behind really hard come 2-3 years from now, and we're all gonna laugh about it 3-4 months from now once Patrick Williams is out here dropping a whopping 4 points per game and getting maybe a steal as well. Like, oh my God, he is worth a 4th overall pick. Good grief. Do better, Chicago. Really do better. Back to the winning side of things, oh my God, I just read this right. The New York Knicks, like, whoa, this is actually kind of a W. Now, if you've been on my channel for at least the last 3 months, you could have caught on to this, that I literally predicted this happened. In one of my mock drafts, I said that Obi Toppin was a perfect fit to be a New York Knick because of who they were going to have play alongside of him in Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, and I really don't know what else they have to say, but Mitch Robinson and RJ Barrett are the only 2 main pieces that I'm going to really pay attention to right now. Those 2 are non-shooters, and Obi Toppin is actually a pretty good shooter for his side. And having a stretch 4 to roll with those boys in the future is a very, very solid and respectable move. Now, I just hope that New York Knicks fans do not think and view this man, Obi Toppin, as the New York Knicks savior or anything of that nature, because he's not. He's not saving you anything but possibly from a minor headache because of the lack of spacing on your team, because this man provides spacing on the New York Knicks once they get rid of Julius Randle. Like I said a couple months ago, I put these words into my mouth perfectly. He is not the piece, he is a piece. Another surprising winner that we have to talk about is the Detroit Pistons. Bro, what's up? What's up in here? Literally, there's a lot of teams in the NBA draft that made a lot of good moves. The only team that really made a WTF move and had me questioning what was going on in their minds was the Chicago Bulls. But outside of that, bro, even the Pistons, the Detroit Pistons are here making good moves. They've been moving work the entire night outside of Killian Hayes. But right now, we're going to focus on Killian Hayes. And also, hold on, I just remembered again, I predicted this happening as well in one of my old mock drafts too. 20 NBA draft.
The Detroit Pistons select
Killian Hayes. Now, if you guys been watching my draft videos, great move. I really wanted this man Killian Hayes on my team. So just that, let alone, should let you know that this man Killian Hayes is a real life hooper. He's a left-handed guard who's good at defense, a great passer, and also I believe that he's going to be a great shooter later on down the line in his NBA career. The next winner that we have to discuss is the Atlanta Hawks. Now, once this trade happened, I ain't gonna lie, y'all know that I'm a Hawks fan, y'all already know the spiel that I'm about to go on. Once this pick happened, I was kind of surprised and also confused. Now, I was surprised and confused, but not in a bad way, but rather in a good way, because I love that man, Big O Onyeka Okongwu. I hope I said his name right. Because I've always spoken highly about this man and how I believe that he could potentially end up being one of the top 5 best players out of this draft class easily. I just literally did not expect him to be selected by my team, because my team literally just traded for us an established center who is kind of in his mold just a few months ago, and for us to select another big man just tells me that we possibly have something cooking up in the pot, and I'm really curious about our future, but I'm happy with what we have right now and Big O possibly starting for us in the next few years. He's literally a seamless fit alongside guys like John Collins and Trae Young. There was a whole bunch of winners out of the draft, and here's another one, the Cleveland Cavaliers. All these bad teams, I'm telling you boys, all these bad teams are here making good moves. I think something actually got into these bad teams and they actually have common sense. Whatever's happening, I like it, because it also puts a lot less stress on me, because I don't have to read comments and Instagram DMs and Twitter DMs about my people, y'all complaining about your favorite team towards me. But anyways, I'm gonna keep this really short because there's really not much to talk about, and Isaac Okoro is not the most fun, or the Cavs not the most fun things to talk about. Match made in heaven. Isaac Okoro is good at defense, and almost all of the Cavs guards are really bad at defense. He brings a lot of defensive prowess to him, to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that's what they really need in order to reach that next level as a rebuilding team. What do we have here? Another winner. The Washington Wizards were able to select that man Deni Avdija with the 9th overall pick. Now, I was kind of shocked seeing Deni Avdija fall all the way to 9th, because just about all offseason long he was talked about as if he was a top 6 pick. He was rumored to go to teams like the Golden State Warriors, the Chicago Bulls, and also the Atlanta Hawks. So to see him drop all the way to number 9 really proved my theory about him in my last video kind of right. I'm really skeptical about his potential and how good of a quality player he can be in the NBA. But regardless of the fact that his playstyle really meshes well with guys like John Wall and Bradley Beal and the rest of the boys in the Washington Wizards. Another win! Okay, this right here really has me confused, and I'm not really sure whether I should put them in a winner or loser category. Just to switch up the theme, I'm going to label this team in the losers category, and that team is the Phoenix Suns. Now this is pretty awkward because I believe the Suns had better options at the wing spot because they lost Kelly Oubre. They could have had a guy like Devin Vassell, who is probably one of the best, if not the best, 3-and-D prospect out of this entire draft class offered day 1 in the NBA. Or they could have even selected Kyra Lewis Jr. to potentially learn and eat off of and pick CP3's mind so he can grow into an even better point guard than he could have been anywhere else in Phoenix. Because as we all know, CP3 is on the older side of things, and Kyra Lewis Jr. is a baby in the NBA, and this baby can grow up to be at least a fringe all-star talent so he can play alongside Devin Booker for many years to come. I believe that they could have utilized this pick much better than they already did, but at the same time I kind of get it and I kind of understand their logic from this standpoint, because last year DeAndre Ayton played a lot of minutes alongside Aaron Baines, and Aaron Baines is going to be a free agent or a restricted free agent, one of those two, this up and coming offseason in a few days. And there's just a very strong chance that this man may bounce out of Phoenix to go somewhere else, make that money, and do his thing. So I think what Phoenix may be doing is preparing for that backhand that they're about to receive from Aaron Baines by selecting someone like Jalen Smith. Now, I literally just talked about Jalen Smith about 2 videos ago, and I was praising that man. I wasn't saying that he's going to be an elite star or anything like that, but he's going to be a very valuable and respectable role player, and I see him as someone who could potentially play alongside DeAndre Ayton, because back in college, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but this man played the 4 spot and then moved to the 5 during his 2nd year in college. He turned into a 5, and I believe that he can go back to playing the 4 spot and be shooting threes and also be another shot blocker out there for Phoenix and just reassure their defense. Not a bad move, but also not really a great one either, because I feel like they could have utilized again this pick to its max potential. But just for the sake of qualityness and the consistent great moves that I see, just because Phoenix had to make me think about this move, I'm going to put them in the losers category, because they could have easily selected someone like Devin Vassell and just kill all my thoughts, but instead they got me wondering, kind of questioning. It's just that they deserve to be in the losers category for now. Sorry, not sorry, Phoenix fans. Okay, so real quick, I don't want to dive too deep into this, but I literally did not know that that man, Tyreese Haliburton, was being selected to the Sacramento Kings until I was on my phone, on Twitter and Instagram. And once I saw that, I was like, oh my god, really? They picked that man up? That's pretty much not a steal, but yo, that's a good pickup, because I didn't think that that man was going to fall that low. He was predicted to be a top 6 to 8-ish pick, you know what I'm saying? And for him to fall all the way to 12 and be available for the Sacramento Kings taking is a major W. Now, a lot of people may be confused and be like, oh my god, the Kings don't need another guard. They really need a center or a shooting guard or whatever else you can think of. I really like this because this man, Bogdan Bogdanovic, is not going to be a Sacramento King after they just almost tried to trade him. And also, this man is out here seeking other contracts from other teams, potentially. And Buddy Hield, since last year, has expressed out loud to the public his discomfort with the Sacramento Kings organization. Man, you kind of crazy if you believe that this man is going to be a long-term Sacramento King going into the next season. I believe that he's going to get traded. So, picking up a guard like Tyreese Haliburton, a big guard, by the way, who can shoot, pass, dribble, defend, all that stuff, alongside De'Aaron Fox, these two guard lineups are starting to become really popular. This could be a new trend in the NBA, and the Sacramento Kings could be one of those other teams turning it into a real thing. I love this move by them. One of the last two teams that I'm going to cover in this video both received 2 W's from me. The first one was the New Orleans Pelicans. They literally just traded away Drew Holiday just a couple nights ago, and they got his replacement up already just like that in Kira Lewis Jr. Now, if you know me, you know that I love Kira Lewis Jr. in his game. He's a great fit on literally any NBA team. He's fast as hell, he can shoot, he can pass it, and also he's not a liability on the defensive end of the floor. I love him and his style of play and his fit alongside Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, and even Lonzo Ball. Now, I really want to shift my focus to the Philadelphia 76ers because they took one of the biggest W's of not only draft night, but last night in the NBA as a whole. Daryl Morey was moving that work. He was putting in work last night, moving things all around the place and just doing so many sly, slippery moves that will pay off once playoff time kicks in for the Philadelphia 76ers. But tonight, we're going to be talking about how they stole Tyrese Maxey from 21 teams. A lot of people already, including possibly my damn self, has been claiming him to be the potential steal of the draft. And to be honest, if he was, I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. That man is a great fit alongside Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. A lot of y'all naysayers talking about his 29% three-point percentage. Okay, keep talking that talk, keep that same energy. Let's see just how well he plays alongside Ben Simmons and when he hits those open threes. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Major W. This was my first winners and losers post-draft video. I really do appreciate you for coming on my channel and seeing what I have to talk about today. I'm going to be making so many more videos about each player, these teams that they were selected on, and what their future could be looking like, and just how well they did and stuff like that. So go ahead and leave a like on this video, turn on post notifications, those Mojofications, and also let me know what you think down below in the comment section. But outside of everything that I just said, I really do hope that you make your day great, bro. Until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it free the way, told my girl who'd ever